The White House continues to deal with pressure from U.S. citizens on its response to the Israel and Hamas war. We'll explain how. More affordable housing is coming to El Paso. We'll explain how much more units are expected to be built around the Sun City. And more parking could be coming to the El Paso International Airport. We'll explain some of the changes that could be coming. KFOX 14 News at 9 starts right now.
Live from the KFOX 14 studios, this is KFOX 14 News at 9.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jonathan Mejia. This week, City Council members will get an update on the affordable housing projects that were chosen to receive funding. The 7 projects will bring nearly 300 additional affordable housing units to El Paso. First on Fox Tonight, KFOX 14 News at 9's Jennifer Cuevas is live in downtown El Paso with how 3 of those developments will also assist the home-free population. Jennifer?
Well, 3 of the 7 developments that were chosen for funding will help assist the homeless population. They will do so by expanding and enhancing the services that are already available to that population. That's according to the Deputy Director for the Opportunity Center for the Homeless.
Well, I mean, the needs are definitely there. And one of the solutions to be able to end homelessness is to be able to provide affordable housing options for those that are home free.
That was John Martin, the Deputy Director for the Opportunity Center for the Homeless, speaking on the 3 developments that will provide transitional and permanent supports for those in need.
We've embarked on a very large campaign that will essentially increase the total number of beds across all of our facilities.
The projects are being funded with federal grants and money from private developers totaling just over $10 million. The developments include 2 new constructions beginning at 1208 Myrtle Avenue, the current site of the Opportunity Center for the Homeless.
That's going to include an expansion of the Women's Resource Center and emergency shelter. Not to enlarge the shelter, we're putting 20 small apartments on the 2nd floor.
The other new construction will be a 3-story building located at 150 Brown Street.
There will be a total of 35 beds. The first floor, which is 12 beds, will be shelter or transitional in nature. So somewhat of an expansion of our shelter for the elderly only.
Martin adds the 2nd and 3rd floor of that building will be specifically for permanent housing to help the low-income families. In addition, the Veterans Transition Living Center on Myrtle will soon be relocated to McGoffin, which will allow the center to serve a different population within the next couple of months.
The home funds are going to allow us to renovate the building once it's empty, and then we will focus on the chronically homeless population as a permanent supported housing program.
Now, these developments will be further discussed on Tuesday during City Council. If you'd like to view the full presentation of the projects that were selected, you can head to our website, kfoxtv.com. I'm reporting live in downtown El Paso, Jennifer Cuevas, KFOX 14 News at 9.
All right, Jennifer, thank you for that live report. Now let's send things over to forecaster Nasaya Mancini. She has a look at your borderland weather. Now, Nasaya, I am a big fan of the heat, the warm weather, but you're tracking cooler temperatures, correct?
Yeah, so actually warmer temperatures, so good thing for you, Jonathan, for the next couple of days, folks. And then as we make our way into the latter part of this upcoming week, actually going to see a little bit of a cold front making its way in. But right now, looking at 70 degrees at our desert imaging camera, a little bit of light winds, keyword light tonight. They are going to be a little more on the gustier side come tomorrow. 68 at Rudolph Cars. Go ahead and take a look at radar. Looking at 65 right now here in El Paso, 57 though in Las Cruces. Again, current winds very light tonight, only going to see them upwards of 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cooling off to 54 by 4 a.m. for El Paso. Las Cruces, a little bit cooler for you folks. We're looking at 48 by 4 a.m. Again, folks, we'll talk about why we're expected to see some breezy conditions the next couple of days and even warmer conditions come tomorrow. Why we could potentially break a record for this time of year. I'll have that for you. That's coming up.
All right, Nasaya, thank you for that live weather update. New changes could be coming to the El Paso International Airport, benefiting disabled veterans from both Texas and New Mexico. KFOX 14 News at 9's Eileen Herrera joins us live from East El Paso. Eileen, you were out there and you spoke with a couple of Pasoans about how they feel about those changes. What did they tell you?
Yeah, City Council is looking to expand the benefits already in place here for parking for disabled veterans. Now, El Pasoans I did speak with today tell me they are in favor of the possible changes.
I mean, I think like veterans do a lot to serve our country, so I think it's great to have parking for them, and provide some benefits to them.
Disabled Texas veterans already have complimentary parking at the airport, but now City Council is looking to give New Mexico disabled veterans the same benefits as well as more parking opportunities. During a presentation in the last City Council meeting, it was shown that out of 996 short-term parking spots, 397 of those spaces were being used longer than expected, causing accessibility issues for disabled veterans.
I think it's very important that El Paso does that. And I think more should be done for the veterans.
Veterans have done a lot for us, and we need to find a way to repay them for what they have done for us and keep doing for us. So saving spaces for them, for disabled veterans, is a great way of starting doing this.
Now, City Council will hear from the public this coming Tuesday during the City Council meeting. If approved, this will just follow what other airports across the state have already implemented. Reporting live from Far East El Paso, Eileen Herrera, KFOX 14 News at 9.
Thank you for the live report, Eileen. Well, tomorrow, drivers in West El Paso can expect more construction on the roads. There will be one lane open on Mesa from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. Crews will be paving the intersection on Mesa and Sunland Park and Shadow Mountain. No traffic can cross Mesa. There will also be alternate lane closures throughout the week on Camille to Champions while crews pave the outside lanes. Some drivers will also be impacted up to 3 hours or less. Over in Las Cruces, drivers will need to plan ahead because part of University Avenue will be closed throughout the week. Tomorrow, a portion of University Avenue is expected to be closed to traffic construction. Crews will be completing some underground utility work. The closure is expected to last until Friday and will be impacting bus routes and parents taking students to Zaya Middle School. Now remember, you can find out about more road closures on our website at kfoxtv.com. Just click on the traffic tab. The debate over supporting Israel is reaching the White House as the fighting continues in the Middle East and efforts to stop the war continue across the country. National correspondent Kayla Gaskins has more.
A mob of protesters swarming the White House Saturday evening, heckling Secret Service agents,
America wants Palestine free!
Rattling the iron gates, leaving red-painted handprints behind.
My message to President Biden is, I voted for you, and I regret it.
Following Hamas's October 7th terrorist attack that killed 1,400 Israeli men, women, and children, President Biden staunchly argued Israel has a right to defend itself, a right to go after the Hamas terrorists, promising rock-solid and unwavering support from his administration. Now he's calling for a humanitarian pause, a move some see as the president bending to pressure from progressives like Rashida Tlaib. Tlaib releasing a video accusing Biden of supporting genocide.
Mr. President, the American people are not with you on this one.
We have got to stop the bombing now. You got a humanitarian disaster. It has to be dealt with right now.
The White House clarifying a pause to get aid into Gaza is different from a ceasefire. Republicans standing against any demands for Israel to pause its war effort.
I think this is total war between Israel and Hamas. I want to protect innocent people as much as possible, but I want the world to realize that the radicalized population in Gaza has been going on for over a decade.
Meanwhile, Kamala Harris's stepdaughter is raising money for Gaza while ignoring Hamas's massacre of Jews. Former President Barack Obama also weighing in on the conflict.
Nobody's hands are clean. All of us are complicit.
Senator Tim Scott slamming Obama's comments, calling him dead wrong, telling Politico, from Obama to Biden, Democrats have a problem. Supporting Israel always has an asterisk. Israel continues to resist U.S. calls for a humanitarian pause, saying it wants the more than 200 hostages Hamas took during the initial attack back first. I'm Kayla Gaskins reporting.
The Rafah border crossing, which separates Gaza and Egypt, remained closed today, trapping hundreds looking to leave the war zone. Despite this, White House officials say more than 300 Americans have been able to escape in recent days.
We believe that there are still a number of Americans inside Gaza, but that over the last several days, through pretty intensive negotiations with all sides relevant to this conflict, we have been able to get out more than 300 Americans, lawful permanent residents, and their family members.
That was Deputy National Security Advisor John Feiner speaking on CBS. He says there are still several Americans trapped in the region, but did not specify how many. Walking with victims of domestic violence, how the community came together at the Franklin Mountains to show support. And in tonight's Becoming the Badge, cadets learn how to cuff criminals. Next on KFOX 14 News at 9, it's coverage you can count on.